Welcome back to Carolina News. It was a winning weekend for South Carolina. The Gamecocks baseball team swept the number 5 Florida Gators this weekend for the first time since 2006. The Gamecocks won on a Saturday walk-off and had comfortable victories on Friday and Sunday. Wes Clark and Brady Allen led the way at bat, and it was the best defensive series of the year for South Carolina. The pitching staff struck out 45 batters over the 3-game series and held Florida to a .174 batting average. Coach Mark Kingston hopes that the Gamecocks can turn this sweep into even more positive momentum.
And obviously beating the number 1 team last week with Vanderbilt and the preseason number 1 tonight, just think it's showing that we're really moving in a good direction. This is a good baseball team, and we've played a heck of a schedule, but I think it prepared us for tonight because we had the will to keep going and never gave up.
And Gamecock baseball wasn't the only squad with something to celebrate this weekend. The South Carolina women's basketball team advanced to the Elite Eight yesterday with a 76-65 win over Georgia Tech. Star forward Aaliyah Boston found herself in foul trouble early and had 0 points in the first half. It was up to the rest of the team to respond, and they did just that. Sophomore Zia Cook poured in 5 of 6 three-pointers and finished with 17 points. The Gamecocks take on the defensive-minded Texas Longhorns in the Elite Eight tomorrow, and Coach Staley is confident in her squad's ability to handle their game plan.
We played against many styles this year. I credit our non-conference season. I credit our SEC conference for putting us in a position where I don't think any style of play is going to catch us off guard.
Now the men's and women's Elite Eight games start tonight after a weekend jam-packed with Sweet 16 action. We have it all for you here on Carolina News. We'll start off with Syracuse and Houston, San Diego State and Houston. Rob Gray goes left to right, drives into the lane, and the double clutch finish breaks the tie with the second left. Cougars advance to the Elite Eight. Next, it's Alabama and USC. Crittington's got to go the whole length of the floor, gives it up to Reese, who drills this long three-pointer, ties the game at 65, but the UCLA Bruins would prevail in overtime. Next, it's the leading scorer in the nation, Max Abmas, trying to do the same thing against Arkansas, but he is inches off as the clock strikes midnight for Cinderella Oral Roberts. Arkansas wins. Next is to Oregon State, Loyola, Chicago. And the fall-away three-pointer here is going to give the Beavers the win. Next, it's USC and Evan Mobley taking on Oregon, drives to the rack for the two-handed flush. Trojans triumph over the Ducks. Next, we have number 1 overall seed Gonzaga, and Drew Timme here rolls to the rack for the easy finish as they roll to the easy win over Creighton. Next, it's Davian Mitchell in control against Villanova, goes to the left hand and drills the deep two-pointer. Baylor Bears win, advance to the Elite Eight. Next, it's Mike Smith here from Michigan against FSU, right to left, up and under through the whole defense as the Wolverines take down the Seminoles. Now the Gamecocks football team introduced their new offensive and defensive coordinators today. Offensive coordinator Marcus Satterfield has over 20 years of experience and a close bond with both Coach Beamer and Carolina Panthers head coach Matt Rule. Satterfield was Rule's director of recording at Baylor in 2018 and assistant coach for the Panthers last season. On the other side of the ball, Clayton White is a 3-time nominee for the Frank Broyles Award, which goes to the nation's top assistant coach. White was the defensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Western Kentucky for the last 4 years, and last year the Hilltoppers ranked 28th in total defense. Now Satterfield spoke first today, and he's excited to work with quarterback Luke Doty. Take a listen.
He's a natural passer coming from the NFL. That's the one thing that you look for in the draft is you look for a big brain and a natural passer. He's got a big brain. I didn't know. I knew he was an above the line passer, but I didn't know how natural he was.
Well, Ward and Allison, do you guys think that this staff is going to be the one to turn the South Carolina football program around?
I really hope so. As much as I love watching our football team play, it would be nice to win a few more games. What do you think?
Yeah, I really like Shane Beamer. I don't know him or anything, but I've really liked what he's done, especially with, the media and being very transparent.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thanks, Jack.